Hey there, family. This is a special recording for our brother in the class who is out of town right now, having a fantastic time doing his thing in the world, with the rest of us left in class in Los Angeles. So we are doing a special review for our brother Malcolm. And Malcolm, I have you know that you missed a couple of treats. In this week's sessions, we had some wonderful chocolate chip cookies that were given to the students, and then Ricky provided us with some popcorn. And I wanted to say to Ricky and to Nye that I thank you ladies so much to help me through my little emotional time that I had in our class, because I brought along a garment that I made for my mother, and I let the ladies know that the garment was bought. I've been bringing garments. I've been bringing garments from manufacturing companies I work with, and so I decided to bring a garment that I made. And actually, in previous sessions, I had been wearing garments that I made to make demonstrations on in the class. But this particular sessions, I have been bringing garments, bringing and hanging them in the classroom. So on this last class, I brought the as Ricky said, as soon as she walked in, I'm talking about a double turn placket, right? So I wanted to demonstrate a double turn placket. And so I brought mom's shirt that I made for her, and the jeans that I made for her. These are the Nita jeans. They're elastic back denim jeans that I made for mom. And then this is the oversized cuffed sleeve button front. And so it was so fitting. This is what I wanted to say. It was so fitting that that Ricky provided us with a treat, and it was popcorn. And so, Malcolm, so you won't feel left out, I popped some popcorn. Because Aunt Cheryl loves to have treats when she's doing these videos for. Anyway, so at the end of this video, I think I'm gonna put a picture of my senior model, my mom, who passed away a year ago. I'm gonna put a picture of her so you guys can see the little lady, the little lady in her outfit that I made for her. Anyway, let's get started. And even though it's beautiful outside, the sun is bright, it's cold. So, I know I'm really grown now because I'm having popcorn and coffee. Popcorn and coffee. I'm super grown. But I did put a little I put some chocolate in it. Some it's a hot chocolate mix, but I put it in my coffee. I don't really like hot chocolate, but I like it in my coffee. And I added a little sugar. I don't usually add sugar. I drink my coffee black, but I put a little sugar in it. So, all right, let's get started. I'm excited. So this is a special recording for our brother Malcolm. Marcus. It's Marcus, right? You'll get me when you get back to class. I believe it's Marcus. Anyway. Okay, here we go, family. Okay, so let's go ahead and share the screen. We're just going to share everything, right? Okay, so now I got to get this stuff out of my way. Okay, so we're going to open our Tuka program. Here we go. And the last thing we worked on was the pleated pant. So there it is. I'm going to open the pleated pant. And what did I want to say about this pleated pant? There was something I said I was going to tell the class. Oh, I know what it was. I went ahead and I modified the picture because I I grabbed a picture, just any picture from my file, so we could, you know, have the demonstration of how to input the pictures into the files. How come that didn't open? Didn't I say file? Here we go again, attach preview. Oh, yes, I did that, but then I want to Excel. I want to Excel, so I want to open up the pattern card. That's what I want, and I want to show you in the pattern card. Yes, it exists. Yes, yes, yes. I want to show you in the pattern card that we have a new picture that's attached to the pattern card. I'm not going to print it out. I already have it. I'm just going to make a little notation that I changed it. Okay. So there is our updated sketch. I try to make a little pleat and a dart in the back so it can match better to the pattern itself. The picture can match better to the pattern itself. All right. So there we have it. And let's go ahead and save that. And it's saving wherever it's saving to. So that's what I want to say about the pen. And so what we're going to work on now is we're going to work on the shirt. So this review is, of course, everybody in the class will benefit from this review, but it's mainly for our brother because he missed it. And we will be moving forward. Since I actually looked at our calendar, let's see if we can find our calendar. There it is. So we have completed 3 weeks already in this Black Design Collective session. And so we have 2 weeks left. We have 2 weeks left. And so that's a very short time, but I'm going to try to get in as much as I can. We're going to follow our syllabus as closely as we can at the pace that we need to go for our learning. All right, family. So let's minimize that. And let's go ahead and open up, save changes. No, we're going to cancel that. And we are going to find our basic t-shirt. So mine was SL. I think this one will do. SL 1000, or this one, here we go, in the B session. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a shirt tail and a double turn placket, and we're going to do a stand collar. So we're going to actually lengthen our t-shirt from whatever it was. I think let's go ahead and measure. Since we're going to lengthen, let's bring these up just a bit. And we're going for us to add a shirt tail. So let's go ahead and, ooh, these tools are they're too small for me. You family, you know they're too small for me. So I'm going to go ahead and change my tools to, I'm going to customize and go with the large buttons there. So that's better for me. I'm going to okay that. And let's go ahead and measure the length of our front, high point shoulder to the hem. And this is 26 inches. And Nye was gracious enough to do all the measuring for us in our class. So I believe we wanted our the length of our shirt tail in the front to be 30 inches. That's what Ricky wanted. And so let's go ahead and add 4 inches to the length of the centers. And what we're going to do on the front, we are going to select tool to clear. On our front, we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the half, because we are going to just need the front. We're going to extend the front, and then we're going to do that double turn placket, right? So, but right now we're going to add a few points on our front hem. So we're going to add point. Let's zoom up. Let's zoom up larger on the front, okay? So we're going to add point and about 1 inch away. No curve, no grade, no curve, no grade. 1 inch. It doesn't have to be exact. This point is just so that we stay perpendicular at the center. Okay. So 1 inch, and then we're going to add a couple of curve points. So we're going to add points, and we're going to make sure that they're curved. And we're going to make sure it's curved. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to multiple move, and we're just going to grab a few of those points at the bottom hem, and we're going to say, I believe it's going to be -4 inches, and that'll get us to 30. Yep. And then we're going to go ahead with move point, and we're just simply going to shape. I forgot one thing, family. We're going to shape our shirt tail. What I forgot was I'm going to go ahead. Let's just go ahead and get the back the same as the front. And I'm just going to do this a little bit different way. So all we need to make the back length the same as the front is to move this down, move this grade point down 4 inches. And then let's go ahead and select the front. Let's do select tool to clear. We're going to select the front hem from the center to the side seam. We're going to say segment, copy. And we're going to, I'm going to put this over here. We're going to copy onto the back. And we're going to paste proportional. So that gives us a shirt tail. What I forgot to do that we did in the beginning is this is a oversized. It's oversized. So we need to extend the body 2 inches on each side. So on our, let's give myself some room here. So with move point, I'm just going to move the pattern over. Actually, a little bit too much. I'm out of my parameters. So now we're going to go back to multiple move, and we're going to, all the way from the hem through the shoulder, we're going to extend this about 2 inches on the Y, 2 inches on the Y, and do the same thing to the back. And that's going to be 2 inches on the Y. And then we're going to go ahead and now see our shirt tail have gotten a little too square, but that might be okay for the back. But for the front, I need this to be a little bit more rounded here, a little bit more rounded. And I can utilize this point as well to get it a little bit more round in the front. And then in our back, since it's a little square there, but it's not too bad, we want our back anyway to be another 1 inch longer. So -1. And then that gives us a kind of okay shape for the back. So let's just modify this just a tad bit to get a shirt tail. Looks like I have a little jagged edge here. This didn't quite go straight, so we're going to align from the center back. And I want my last point to be my holding point. And I'm going to move that grade point vertically. And that straightened up a bit. Since I have my hem up, let's just shape this up just a little bit here. And let's add another curve point in this area maybe, and then that'll hold there, and I can just adjust this one a little bit. Okay, so that's a shirt tail. And on our shirt tails, our hems don't need to be too wide. Let's see, let's go ahead. We have seam allowance. And we're going to change all the seam allowance because this is now a woven garment. So 3/4 is a little big for a shirt tail. We're just going to do an overlock and turn. So let's just make this a 1/2 inch hem, 0.5. And let's make sure all these just line up, apply, and okay it. And then on our front, we're going to make it actually, I can go all the way around because all of my seam allowance is now 0.5. All of my seam allowance is 0.5. Right, so then on my back, let's go ahead and do my side seams, my armholes, and my shoulder. And our neck stays at 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to set a collar on there. Okay, so that is our, makes our shirt tail. I think I could raise the sides up a little bit. So maybe let's slide, move along, move along. Let's move this up 1 inch, 1 inch. And let's just go ahead and shape it ourselves here. Yeah, just get a little bit more defined shape with that moving, sliding along, moving along. And let's go ahead and do the same thing to the front. And so we're going to move along 1 inch. Okay, that. And then we're just going to shape our front shirt tail a little better with that move along. Okay. Since we added length, let's see how long our side seams are. 15 and 3/4, about 15 and 3/4. Okay, not bad. Okay, so what we did to make a long sleeve, I believe we said our sleeve length was going to be about 24, and then we were also going to do a cuff, and it's just a loose cuff, in contrast, stretch denim, so it's a loose cuff. And so this is 7 inches. So to get to 24, what I need, 14 inches or something like that. 14. So minus 14. I'm just doing multiple move. Let me show you this way first. I can do multiple move and it will stay wide for me down here. So it stayed 7.625 on each side of the grade point. I'm going to undo. So if I just select the hem and I do extend parallel, so then I say 14 inches, it narrows the body. So move parallel will follow the angle of your the lines that you had. So we're going to undo that and we're going to go back because we want this wide because we're going to add fullness. We're going to add more fullness to get that shearing in there. So let's select tool to clear the function. And then we're going to grab the sleeve hem. We're going to, no, we're not doing it that way. Forgive me. We're going to do multiple move and minus 14 inches. Multiple move minus 14 inches. Okay, so we added a couple of points right in the center, 0.5, and it can be a grade point or non-grade point, just so we can see it. Let's just make it a grade point. 0.5, grade point, okay. Because what we're doing, we need a point down here at our hem, and I'm going to change the hem because it's just going to sew into a cuff. So it's going to be 0.5 and with no turn back. All aligned, no turn back, apply. But we will need a notch here in the center, and we're going to do the outside V notch. Okay. When you extend the pattern piece, the grain line will stay as it was until you fix the grain line. So we're just going to go up here to fix the grain line, and then it will adjust to the pattern piece. Okay, so we're going to add fullness, and what we want to do is add fullness is this area here. It's add fullness, multiple fullness, and delete fullness. Okay, we want to add fullness. Well, let's go to add fullness. So where it opens, that's where you start. So we're going to start here at the hem, from the hem bottom, And we're just going to use this notch area. And we say we want this to open, I think it was almost 7. It was 7.5. So we're trying to get to at least 10 on each side of from the center. So let's say 2.5. We're going to let that open. And then on this side, we're going to do the same thing. Oh, look, I see something wrong because no, okay. So here in the value area, we have to make this side 0 and then make the other side 2.5. And then we say, okay. And now it's even. So now it's even. So now it doesn't look like it's not proportional. But what I do see is that I did not put my back notch on. So I'm going to go to notch and I'm going to click on the tip of the notch and I'm going to change it to a castle notch. Okay. All right. And then we simply are going to delete a few of these points and make the other one, double click on it and make it a curve point, apply that. And look, I got 10 inches on that side, double click, take it off a grade and make it a curve point. If we want to modify the shape a little bit, we can. I see it's a little jagged there. We could put another intermediate point close to that center and then align it to make sure it's kind of straight there in the center. But that's okay. So now, oh yeah, and that popcorn was good. Okay, now I'm getting hot because I'm drinking a coffee now. Okay, it was a little cool outside. Okay, so we're going to go to the text, which is annotation, which is words. And we're going to write down here that we're going to shear. I'm going to put mine on capitals. We're going to shear. Shear is short for shearing. I could say, let me just say the whole word. Spell the whole word so you can see it. Shearing. Apply. And let's do minus 90 and have the word rotate. Okay. Now let me zoom up so you can see that. So I'm just saying shearing down here. So we're just giving some information to the sewer. She will see the sewer, could be a male, will see that information and know what to do. Also, of course, the sketch should signify what to do. Okay, so now we have our sleeve, a long sleeve, now matching the sample that we're copying. We're copying this, kind of copying the style. They call that inspiration, right? Yeah. Okay, so one more thing I do see, I would like I want to bring in my chest and my shoulder just a little bit. So I see that my shoulder is this one side of the shoulder is 6.879. So I just want to be 6.5 and because I just want a little shape to the side seam. So I'm going to bring in 0.379, which is about 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to say on the Y, I'm going to say, you see the bounding box around all the area that I'm going to move. So I'm going to say minus 0.379. I believe the number is what I said. And I'm very close to 6.5. And then I'm going to do that to the front. So I'm just going to give that side seam, a little bit of shape, minus 0.379. Okay. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Looks a little bit better. So my front 3 point, this should be at 3.5. This got moved a little bit. I want my front notch at 3.5. I want my back notch at 4. because I did move my armhole a little bit in the previous time I changed my and now I need to check my upper body. So it looks like I need a my front is at 6.088 and on the body is 6.237, something like that. And then in the back on the sleeve itself, 3.7, it's 6.39 and I got 6.5. So on my sleeve, looks like I need almost a quarter of an inch. So what I'm going to do to get that quarter of an inch, I'm going to keep the shape here. I'm going to do multiple moves. And I'm just going to, on the Y, I'm going to do 0.25. What I do on one side, I need to do to the other side. So I'm going to get a bounding box. And then I'm going to say minus 0.25. I want to make sure that my sleeve can sew together. So now that the back area is at 6.59, 6.59. That's good. Okay, so look at there, look at there. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the front. So let's get our select tool and let's get our grain line inside the front because we're going to be working with this area here. I'll zoom up on the front. We're going to be working with this area here and we don't need this in our way. So let's just go ahead and fix grain line and we'll move it to the center. Since we just fixed it, I just noticed that this says cut 1, so we modified it. And it's now going to be cut 2. It's going to be cut 2. It's going to be 2 in the bundle, and it does have an opposite piece. Now I'm getting cold again. So we're going to apply that and close it. Okay, so it looks like the wind is starting to kick up outside. Okay, so even though this is the center front, this notch that was our center front at our on our t-shirt, we're going to delete it. So we're going to touch the tip of the notch and we're going to put another notch there, but that didn't sit quite right because it was placed there for the set half and it we need to have it sit properly, the notch sit properly. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go from the grade point at the neck down to the grade point at the hem, and we're going to extend parallel. We're going to extend parallel just a 1/2 inch because Nye let us know that our placket width, so that's from the edge to the stitching here. This is our placket. So it's in the front, this is our placket. Sometimes they're separate and sometimes they're just part of the garment. So we're going to extend it a 1/2 inch and we want to always know where our center front is. So we're going to add a grade point. We actually don't need the notch, but we want a grade point and we want it to be 0.5 away from the next point, which is the grade point here. So that lets us know where our center front is. And if we want to write the word or the initials for center front, we can go ahead and do that. Okay. And then if it comes out a little in the wrong area, just move it with internal. It is an internal. Okay. This is our center front. All right. And so we said we're doing a double turn placket and we want our placket to be 1 inch wide. We extended it. We know the center is extended a 1/2 inch. So the other side will be a 1/2 inch. So therefore it is a 1 inch width placket. First here, we're going to go from the neck to the hem and we're simply going to go to a tool that we use all the time to get this double turn placket. We're going to go to seam allowance. So if we wanted to turn this placket one time, as if it was a hem, we just say turn back 1 inch. And that would be a like a turn back little facing, right? You could put, make a separate inner lining to go in there. But what we're doing with a double turn back is you don't necessarily have to use any inner lining. What you're using is the fabric itself and turning it twice. So the thickness of the inside is the fabric itself. So we're simply going to go back to where actually the line is already highlighted, I believe, and go to the sewing machine for seam allowance. We're going to keep it at 1 inch. We are turning it back, but we're going to check over here, double seam. So we're double seaming it. And what we didn't do last class was we didn't add notches to it. So we simply can add notches by clicking here, add notches. So we're going to say okay. And it gave us a outside, castle. It gave us a castle notch. Oh, let me go into notch. Gave us a castle notch, but we want a outside V, right? So let's go to this one, touch the tip of the notch, and we want an outside. We want an outside V. I mean, not an outside V. Yeah, that's right, an outside V. Okay. That is the double turn. That's the double turn. So we're almost done, Malcolm. We're almost done. Right? Okay. So we said our first button from the center, the neck seam was, I think we said it was 2 3/4 of an inch down. And then all the rest of the buttons were about 3 inches apart. So we're going to do that first one, and we're going to go to button. We're going to touch here. Uh-oh, I have to touch it. Touch button. We're going to touch here at the center front, and we're going to say, I think it's a minus 2.75. Look at me pointing to the screen. But there it is right there. And then we're going to say, okay. And then Ricky always asks about if we're going to use a draw or a drill. I let us know that if we use drill, then if we send this pattern to a cutting service that has a automatic cutter and not a human hand cutter, then they will actually punch the drill. And we do not want that. We do not want them to punch the drill. So we just say we're gonna draw it on here. So we're gonna draw it on here. So we're gonna create and draw. And then we can select tool and say okay. So it's there. Let me show you the difference between, I'm gonna delete this one. I'm going to delete this one. I actually like the look of the other ones because in the industry, you make your cross point and then you circle it. So the drill, it does that. So let's go back to this one, say minus 2.75. And when we get to this point, we're going to go off a draw and we're going to go to drill. And we're just doing this to see how it looks. Okay. We're going to say create. And there it is. And so that's the cross stitch, cross hair with a circle around it. Okay, that is generally how we highlight the marks. But I'm going to go ahead and take it off. I'm going to undo. Can I undo? I can't undo it? Okay. Well, let me undo. Oh, what's happening? Oh, my computer. Oh, what's going on? Oh, okay. I don't know what that was. Some kind of glitch. Oh no, it got stuck and then I'm just gonna delete that, okay? But I could have, you can undo for like 25 times. So let's go ahead and do it again. So we're going to go to buttons and we're going to where the center front is, we're going to drop down minus 2.75. We're going to say okay. And the type of the mode, which is the type of mark that you want, we're going to say draw. And then we're going to say, and you can actually change the size of the diameter of the draw. So let's say 375, and let's see the difference here. It's a little bit bigger, right? A little bit bigger, okay? All right, so now we're gonna pull up the whole length of the front, and I see something I don't like, family. I need to move this up just a little bit. Okay, that's a little better, huh? Okay, so I believe Nye let us know that from this one we had an additional 5 buttons. Additional 5 buttons. So we're gonna go to we're gonna touch this one here, which is our first button below the seam, and we're gonna go to multiple buttons, multi-buttons. And so from this one down, oh yes, that's the first. I always miss that. I always try to go too fast past this. I have to look and look at the chart each time. Yes, that is the area. So we got the tail, and we want to go down to the hem, and we want it straight. So on the Y, it's going to be 0 because this is your button placement. You will be giving this information off to your contractor. So it asks us, how many buttons do we want between this area? So we say we want 5 more buttons between this area. It's going to be a draw, and we're going to say, okay. And there is our button placement. Okay, so in garment manufacturing, you make a sloper. So that's a template that is a guide, because you don't leave that button information on your it's not a part of yourself. It's its own pattern piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to touch the front, make sure we have the front. We're going to copy, and we're going to paste. Then we're going to go to the move piece, and that second one, we're going to move it up out of the way, and select tool to clear, and double click inside for piece information, and it is now going to be called the sloper. The sloper front. You could have a sloper for something else. What's important here is we do not cut. It is not a part of the fabric for the marker. So you say do not cut. And in the self area, you say sloper, or you can say template, and you apply that, okay? And that color is a little bright, so I can hardly see my my draw marks. So I'm just gonna go to tools. I'm going to go to colors, and that I'm gonna go to materials, and I'm gonna change the sloper color to something a little bit darker here. Uh-oh, I didn't want that. I wanted the orange rusty kind of color there. Apply. There we go. And then see, I can see that better. Okay, so just a little bit more, family, just a little bit more. So we are going to copy. We're going to copy this. Let's double click inside the piece first and change some information. So we're going to remove, we're going to call this the cuff, and it's going to be cut 2. I know my cuff and my stand collar, both are going to be cut 2. They both don't need this scale information, but we're going to keep them contrast. In our bundle, we have to say 2, and they have opposite sides, so we're going to apply that. Now we're going to copy. I'm making one a cuff, and I'm going to make one a collar. So I'm going to put the collar down here, and I'm going to work on this one as the cuff. So for the cuff, we're going to delete this graded notch. Great. And it's 7.25. And last night we did our cuff about I think we said 7 inches. That's a little wide, and so it's just a loose cuff. So we're just going to shear the self to the contrast. So whatever width you wanted your cuff, you can just go ahead and do that. So we're going to back off. Let's back off minus 0.25 just to make it 7. Okay. And what we also did to make a 2-inch cuff, we're going to delete that. And then however you want to get to 4 inches, because we want a folded cuff. You know what? I can keep that grade point because I want a grade point. Now I'm going to undo. I want a grade point in the center of my cuff. And so I'm just going to add 1 inch on each side, minus 1. And then I'm going to say minus 1 on this side. No, it'll be without the minus, it'll be 1. And then, yeah, so that's my cuff. Anything else? Oh, I need to change my seam allowance on my cuff because it's sewing. It's a woven garment, and it's going to be 0.5, ½ inch. And that's my cuff. So let's fix the grain line on the cuff, and there it is. Cuff, yeah, it says cuff. Cuff 1, because the other one I need to change to collar. And I'll do that now. So let's change this one to collar. No, we use it. It's the collar on this garment because that's the only thing that's on this garment. But it is really a stand, and you can put a collar on top of this stand. So we're going to call this the stand, STAND. And we're going to apply that. And so now when we touch the cuff, we can take that 1 off of it and just let it be cuff and apply that. We like everything to be right? Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to flip this. I'm going to flip the collar, the stand. I'm going to flip it vertically. I'm going to flip it vertically because I want this end to be my front. I want this end to be my front. So I just flipped it, right? This is going to be my center back. So I'm going to change the notch on the center back, touch the tip of the notch, castle notch, okay? And I'm going to remove the notch here. I need the grade point. I'm going to remove the notch. I need the grade point. Let that grade point stay, okay? And then I think we decided that our stand height would be about 1½ inches. And so let's reduce this down ½ inch, minus 0.5. And so, okay, let's look at the back. Let's get an exact number on the back, 3.464. That's almost 3.5. 3.464. So just move along 3.4 to the next point, 3.464. In this fabric, woven fabric, and things that are sewing together, there's no reduction in the collar. It has to sew together, and woven does not stretch, usually does not stretch. And so it needs to be the same exact number. And so our front here, and we have an extension, we have the extension on the front. So if you want, You can put a grade point here a 1/2 inch away because we know that's where the center is, 0.5. That's just to help us with measuring right now. So where's my calculator? I'm gonna reach up here, family, for my calculator. Okay, so my neck is 4.971 minus 3.261. Oh, what is this thing doing? Let's start over. To the center front, 4.971 minus 3.261 equals 1.71. 1.71. So I can do however I want to get that length. So I'm going to say on the Y, it's going to be minus 1.71. So my front measures, and then I have that 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. And then what I want to do to get the, with my calculator there. Okay. Now what I want to do to get the stand shape here is I'm going to add I'm going to add an intermediate point over here, no grade, no curve, and I'm going to make this one an intermediate. Well, I'm gonna leave it a grade point right now. I'm gonna leave it a grade point because I don't want my shape to, when I make this grade point a curve point, it's gonna get distorted. But I want some stabilization, so I'm gonna use that grade point right now. But we're gonna make it an intermediate point later. So let me zoom up so you can see what I'm doing. We're rounding that curve. This is one way. Actually, I'm gonna go back and do another way. We're gonna do another. This is what we did last night. This is what we did in the last class. Excuse me, the last class. We're gonna go move point, and then we're going to shape that, and then we added some more curve points. That's what we did. We added some more curve points, and then we used move point to get the shape we wanted. Okay, so I can slide this down a bit. And now I can make it, double click on it, make it no grade, no curve, intermediate. And then I can go back to move point and get a little bit better shape for my stand here. Oh, I got a point right there that I can't see. Where is it at? There it is, right under the number. That's how it does you, right under the number. Okay. And maybe move this one up a little bit. And there's my stand. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save file, save as. And let's see, this is SL1. Let's make this 109. No, what is my last number? SL108 button front. SL109. 109. And then why does that look like it's 1000? It is 1000. 109. And let's so 109. What do we call this? The oversized button front. Or describe it however you like. You can describe it by saying it's a cuffed sleeve or a stand collar, or so oversized button front. It's fine for me. For here, do I want to flip the stand back? No. Okay, and then we're going to call it an oversized 109 oversized. Okay, let me show you another way we could have made the stand. So let's just go and take a rectangle and let's call it a collar, even just so there's no confusion here. And say we just wanted this 1.5 inch wide, and say we wanted just 7 inches on this side. So I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna go to move piece, move this up over here. And if I was starting fresh, I just say set half there. And so I'm just going to select this grade point at the top. That's where we want the stand curve of the stand. And so I can just say round this corner. I can ask the computer to round the corner for me. So I go to round corner and I say how much I want the corner to push back. So let's just try 0.5 and let's see what the computer gives us. Let's take the numbers off so we can see it. It's not very curved, so let's undo and select tool, even though I think we would be in the same function. So let's go to round corner, and this time let's say 1. Oh, that's a little bit better. Yep. So that's a stand shape. We could have did round corners. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna delete that one from the style, and I'm gonna make sure I save this. Okay, we like to stay organized and we want our pattern cards to line up properly. So however you have this lined up over here is how it's going to come out on our pattern cards. So we want everything that's being cut to be up at the top and things that are not a part of the marker to be down at the bottom. We always want our self on the top. And then if we have a contrast, and then if we have a sloper or a template. So we can move these things around by just touching them and sliding them up. Okay, touch it and slide it up. So we have our front, back sleeve, the stand, the cuff, and the sloper front. Okay, so the next thing we would do with this is we would find a sketch that will go with it. So we'll go to, let's save it. Let's make sure that's saved. Let's go to File, Attach Preview. We want to go to the More button. We're going to find a sketch. You all know how to sketch. Let's see, this is what is a button front with a stand. This one will work right here, huh? Because that's what this number was, I think. I think that's what that number was. I'm going to say okay. All right. All right. So then when we go to Excel, we have to name. So we have, before we do that, family, I see something that I didn't say here, but we talked about it in our class. So because we made the sloper, we now can delete these internals from the style, from the self. They don't belong on the self anymore. At your private company, you can leave it so you don't have to plot out additional paper. I'm always thinking about saving paper, just like I think about saving fabric. So because everything costs something. So in your private company, you can go ahead and plot yours out within yourself, but at a garment manufacturing company, you make a template, you make a sloper. Okay. All right. So now let's save that again. And now let's go to Excel. And so we know that we have one button on the stand, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down the front. So a total of 7 buttons in this garment. So we're going to say it was a 24 line button, and say it has 2 holes, and it is let's see, what is this one? This one actually is a 4 hole. So let's just go ahead and put what old Nita girl has on hers. So it's a 4 hole. And actually we need to put how many we need. So we need 7. And so these numbers don't get messed up, I'm going to move the spacing over a little bit. So we need 7 24 line buttons, 4 hole, and you can say plastic, or if there were was some sort of description as to the type of button, you can give that and enter that. And then what else? So we have our buttons, and let's go ahead and give some sewing information. So here from my last one, we had construction. So we can say 5 thread overlock our seams because it's a woven, and we can say quarter 1/8 inch top stitch around stand. We can say double, it would be a double turn placket, double turn placket. And I'm going to just drop down to the next line. And because I could have said double turn placket with 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch top stitch and 1 inch top stitch, but I'm going to say top stitch placket 1/4 inch and 1 inch. And then let's see, let's say sheer sleeve. That's LEE to cuff. And then we can also say our hem, and we can say half inch hem, and we're just using overlock and turn, overlock and turn. And that will be our sewing instructions. I think that's it for what we did. We just have buttons, and yeah, that's it. Okay, and so then we will just Excel this, launch it, and then we wait for the chart to come up there. And there it is. There it is. And I like to keep everything organized and neat, so I align everything. I could, sometimes this is running off with this position here in the, on the end. So I could take it from here and copy it, paste it, and put it over here where it's a little bit wider. But then see that created an issue because then I would have to manipulate this. So I'm going to undo that. Yeah, and just leave it right where it is. And then I'll just have to make sure my margins are, when I print it out, my margins are smaller. Okay, there's my sketch. And then I just would say save, file, and print. And then let's see what my margins are on right now, because it gave me my last printout, it gave me 2 sheets. And yeah, so let's make our margins a little bit smaller here. And the bottom can be smaller too. Top doesn't have to be that big. And let's say, oh, it's still saying 3 sheets. Why is that? Okay. And let's say 1 and 1 to make sure it only prints out 1. And actually I could have my, no, that's fine. Yeah, and print. Okay. And then we can close that, save it. And I think that will do. So it is, oh no, I wanted to do one more thing. One more thing, family. Hang with me, hang with me. I don't know how long this has been going, but let's go back. We did one more thing. We went ahead and, okay, let's take the sloper off the screen. And let's take our contrast off the screen as well, off the working area. I don't know if that will make a difference, but we're going to try. So what we want to do now is we want to go to File. We want Fabric Pattern in the bitmap area here. We're going to use the drop down. We're going to find the folder that has some fabric in it. I believe we have some in our class file there, but it's not cute. Oh, I used the, let me go to a different area. I'm going to go to where I have some fabric. Let's see if I can find it in Sheryl Lynn Coding. Where is Sheryl Lynn Coding? Do I have it? There it is. Coding by Sheryl Lynn, digital fabric swatch. And let's put this on. Let's put it on lock. Oh, I'm not, you know what, family? I'm sorry. I don't think I'm sharing the screen, right? Let's go back. I'm sorry, family. Hold on with me. Where do I? Okay, let's go back to sharing the screen. Back to sharing the screen. There we are. Lost you for a minute, huh? Okay, this is what we're doing. We're going to File and we're going to Fabric Pattern, bitmap, and then we're gonna go to a library that has your digital fabric. Mine is Encoding by Sheryl, digital fabric swatch. And we're going to find a fabric that we like. Ooh, let's do, this, I'm drawn toward this one here. I'm gonna okay that. All right, save it. And so I can either add that fabric to the whole work area. Now I have to go to Tools and customize and take it off of the large buttons. Okay, that. So I can see these little flowers over here. So I can show fabric on the work area, or I can show the fabric inside the pieces only. Inside the pieces only. In order to see the ones that are set half, to see the fabric, you have to open the half. Okay. All right. There. Now, to make this a little bit more funky, I am going to edit arrange work area. I'm going to scatter these pieces that are on my screen on the work area. So I have 2 fronts, 2 sleeves. I'm just going to move that there. It's out of the range of the work area, but that's okay. That's just what I want. I'm going to, because you can use these, you notice how you see the blank space here, our outer line. This case, we're going to go to seam. We're going to go switch all to cut. That will give you the print all to the total edges, to the outside edges. Okay, that gives you to the outside edges. And to make this a little bit more funky, I'm going to go to appearance. And this time I'm going to change my background to black. I'm going to change my ruler to, let's see, change my ruler to maybe red. And then I'm going to change my piece bar to what? Green? How about that? Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna leave that there for now. And then I am going to use the snipping tool, and I'm going to say new. And I am going to take a screenshot. And look, I get to even be in the picture too. Oh, but look at my face. Let me make sure I'm smiling. Okay, I'm going back. Okay, let me make sure I'm smiling. Okay, let's get out the snipping tool. Because it has this little break, and it's like I was like, let's make sure I'm smiling right. Okay, I'm gonna act like I'm smiling. I'll try to smile and look at this over here at the same time. Oh, you know what, family? I just thought of something. Do I have a swatch of Mama's fabric? Let me see. No, let me finish this out. Let's just finish it out, right? I'm always thinking of something. I'll do that later. Okay, so smile for the snipping tool. Ah, cracking myself up again. Okay. Oh, look at it. It's working because I look cute. I'm smiling there now. Wow. Okay. So then you can save that. Just save it. And mine saves to a screenshot folder. So I'm just gonna say save. Uh looks like I have a screenshot with today's date on it already. So I'm going to say no, I don't want to replace it, so I'm gonna have to rename this. Let's see. I'm gonna rename this um this is the oversized shirt, something like that, right? Just long as I don't overwrite whatever I have in that folder. So I'm gonna say okay. And it's saved, and now I can stop sharing the screen here. All right. Okay, so that's our review. Um, this review was especially for our brother who is out of town right now. So here you go, Malcolm. Here you go, Marcus. I'm changing your name. I'm so sorry, Marcus. No, it's not Marcus. It's Malcolm. Malcolm. It's Malcolm. I'm sorry. All right, family. Okay, so have a super fantastic, wonderful day, and enjoy your snacks when you're making patterns. I usually have almonds. Today I have popcorn. We're honoring Juanita. So let me find actually I said I was gonna find a picture of her. So let me do that real quick. Let's find a picture of Juanita. Let's see, Nita girl. Let's see. Where's our folders? Let's go into pictures. And I believe that was that in 2023? No, it wasn't. You know what? I'll find it later. I'll put it at the end. Okay. All right. Let me minimize that. Okay. Um, I'll see you later. See you next time. All right. All right, family.